Hey, this is Prometheus. I want to give you another scheme breakdown. It is out of the gun formation. It's wing, trips, eagle. Then once again, this the Eagles playbook. I was actually going to be using the Falcons on my next full game breakdown, and I was looking through the Falcons playbook trying to find a good formation to complement the Falcons offense, but really the way the offensive line is brutal, they don't really have good running backs. I had to go ahead and find something different, so I decided to stay in the Eagles set. The play that I really like out of this particular set is the play action wide receiver screen. It's able to go ahead and take advantage of the Falcons wide receivers such as Julio Jones and Harry Douglas and Roddy White. That's going to be my base play action wide receiver screen. And then I went ahead and made custom adjustments with one of my Audibles is play action Eagles bubble. And I've got a standard run right up the middle inside zone. And then my other two other different Audibles would be slants play and then play action doubles post, which has really got a unique post route that gets open under a lot of different coverages. So let's go ahead and we're gonna break down the play action wide receiver screen first. And basically I'm going to do this against random coverages, and this looks like it's probably just a standard maybe cover 2 situation or just a man coverage. So what you're really going to do is you're just going to rifle the ball quickly out to your outside receiver. And as you can see, I was able to go ahead and get a nice move by the wide receiver, even though the corner was there to actually pick him up to get a big yardage. Now, off coverage is going to be the ideal situation. This is press coverage right here. This should probably get blown up probably into some kind of a cover 2 zone, and that's how the corner came down. But you're really going to be looking for off coverage in this formation, not this type of coverage. So let's go ahead and look for some off coverage so I can show you how this works. So in an off coverage situation, basically what's going to happen is the wide receiver either on the right side or the left side is going to basically get blocking by the wide receiver. One thing you can do too is you can set things up for some of your other Audibles is actually take White and put him on an auto motion really quick. And that actually it's probably not going to be the best thing to do with the play action wide receiver string, but you can use the auto motion on other plays right here off to the right. Blocking wasn't picked up there. It looks like a defender came down, but that you can kind of see how this play works with the play action screen. You got a good blocking right there, able to go ahead and pick up 10 yards. So that's going to be my base play. This is going to be my harassment play, that if I got an opponent that likes to run a lot of zone coverage with off coverage, I'll be able to go ahead and use that underneath with the quick adjustments. Now in this type of situation, looks like it's a cover 6 formation. I've got a flat on the left hand side, and I've got probably a purple zone and a deep blue on the right side. So I'll just go ahead and flip it, get rid of the ball real quick, and as you can see, the blocking should have been there but didn't pick up the defender coming down. So the next play we're going to be doing is we're going to be looking for some kind of a press coverage, and the next play is going to be the Eagles play action Eagle bubble, and that's going to be a very simple adjustment. On off coverage with the hitch route, basically we're going to leave it stock. If it's on coverage, we're going to make some adjustments. And also I like to cancel out the bubble screen and put that into a drag route based on my reads. So I'm going to be making my reads from right to left. I'm going to be looking at Julio Jones first, and then I'll be looking for a crossing route with Roddy coming over the middle in case the defender comes out of the way, and then obviously the tight end over the middle if it's a cover 2. This is a cover 6 situation, so I know I'm probably going to have 2 defenders in blues playing one half, and I got another defender over the right. So Julio Jones should probably be open, which he is, and I'm going to go ahead and pick up some pretty good yards right there in that situation. So let's run until we get some man coverage. All right, so when you see the guys press down like this generally means man coverage, especially if you look at Roddy White, which is slot receiver. If you see the slot receiver getting pressed down, that definitely means it's going to be man coverage. So what we're going to be looking for is the hitch route on the right-hand side by Julio Jones. I like to hot route that hitch route, and I like to take White and put him on a crossing route. This is going to be my 2 Audibles on this play, play action Eagle bubble play. So my read is going to be to the right-hand side, and basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to throw the ball to Jones if I see the back of the defender. So I'd like to cancel play action on this, and basically it's going to be an easy 10 yards on that. So let's go into instant replay. All right, so in instant replay, what we're going to do is we're going to look at the defender, and if I get the back like that, if I see the number of the defender, I know it's man coverage, and I can actually go ahead and just rifle the ball with full confidence that my wide receiver is going to make a play on that ball and actually make a catch, or it's going to get knocked out of his hand. So that's with the confidence that I can have if it's man coverage. Now, what would happen is likely if you see a press like this, you might get into a cover 2 situation. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. All right, on a cover 2 zone, basically what's going to happen is that I'm going to have the corners are actually going to press down, but you can tell it's going to be just a cover 2 zone or a cover 2 press because the slot wide receiver is not going to be completely pressed. The defender is actually going to be off a little bit. So really it's going to be a bait play off to the right-hand side. That hitch route is going to be locked up. I'm going to try to force one to the hitch route, and you can see what happens. As you can see, the defender gets in the way. He's actually... in this type of situation, he's actually is going to let the wide receiver go by. You're going to let the wide receiver go by, and then he's going to go ahead and take a break on the ball. He's going to put his back towards the sideline. You remember how I said his back is towards the towards the quarterback. That is actually man coverage, but if his back is towards the sideline, that's going to be zone coverage. And as you can see, lets the wide receiver go right by, and then it makes a break for the ball, and that could have been a picked off play. So that's why I want to go to the complement slant route, and then I've got that deep post or deep fly route by the tight end. So let's go ahead and run this again. As you can see right there, I was able to go ahead and pick up a good 10 yards right there on that play. Let's go ahead and take a look at instant replay. So once again, this corner is taking this away because he's actually going to be looking for the wide receiver or for the quarterback to do that. The wide receiver is over the middle, and because you've got that streaking tight end, he's actually going to pull that defender back, allowing me to be able to hit the underneath route. Conversely, if this defender actually comes down towards the slant route, I should be able to hit the tight end over the middle. Even you get force balls over the middle of the tight end. So let me just take a pop at the tight end real quick. And as you can see right there, I was able to go ahead and get a big play right there with my tight end over the middle, which is not very common with the Atlanta Falcons. So, you know, it's a really good play to use if you got your opponent going into man coverage, and if he goes into some kind of a cover 2 coverage, then you can actually hit him down the middle, either with the slant route with Roddy White, or up the seam with the tight end. So the next audible basically is just a simple inside zone. Just, you know, you're really just going to go ahead and just use this as a mix-up play type of a situation with the inside zone. Nothing real spectacular about an inside zone, but it's just another complement. If you're hitting the guys in the corners and then they decide to go ahead and you know, start spreading their lines to try to overcompensate for the screen routes, you can actually just run right up the middle with your running back to be able to pick up some good yards. So the next play that I like in this set is going to be slants, and I do this primarily because I want to go ahead and there's going to be a lot of focus towards the strong side of the formation where the wide receivers Douglas and White are at, because they're going to try to defend that play action screen. So what I like to do is actually go ahead and take my wide receiver Jones and put him on a comeback route, and then I'm going to take my inside wide receiver White, I'm going to put him on a motion, and you can pretty much leave all the the running back and the tight end in blocking situations and this type of situation, primarily because it's just going to give you a little bit more time. Three people running routes is plenty of people to run routes with. As you can see right there, I was able to pick up some pretty good yards for that. Let's take a look at this at random defensive formations and just let's take a look at the reads with the slants. All right, so I've got off coverage right here. Going to be looking for Roddy White over the middle, and as you can see, he's right open right there. It looked like it was some kind of a zone blitz. And same type of situation right here. Going to look for Roddy White, or I can do it was man coverage, so probably going to be able to hit the trailing wide receiver on the other side. This is a cover 2 shell. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take white. And if you want to get a free release, what you can do is you can just motion white in real quick. And you always have a comeback route against some kind of a cover 3 shell with any zones in the center or in man coverage. This looks like this is going to be a cover 2. So we're going to go ahead and take white and motion him in slightly to see if I get a free release. And he does, and as you can see right there, that's actually just a wide open situation right there. There was a blitz in a cover 2 shell. And this looks like it's cover 6 against my opponent. I'm going to go ahead and motion white again. And you can see he gets a free release right there, able to go and pick up 5 yards. So that's a nice little complement play to do that. And it's just basically using, you know, the slants is just a way for your opponent to struggle against that. Here's a little comeback route. Looked like it was a corner blitz on that type of situation. So let's look at the last play in this formation, and it's actually a play action doubles post. And what's unique about this play is that that post route on the outside actually gets really good. It somehow beats a lot of coverages. You get a double post right there. So if you have a cover 3, what's going to happen is the cover 3 is going to leave that gap where as soon as that red post, actually the outside post, makes break in. Cover 2, it actually, you'll be able to get that into that shell right there. Cover 4, it really is not going to be gobbled up by that. So they're going to have to go with some kind of a man coverage and do some manner coverage with that post, that red post route on the outside. Let's go ahead and just run it as is, and you can see you can pretty much run it whenever you want. I like to cancel play action, and then I'm just going to rifle the ball. Now look at that, I pick up a good 21 yards with Harry Douglas. Conversely, what I can do is I can flip the play the other way around. Go ahead and do this right here, and we're going to go ahead, cancel play action, and right there Jones is able to go ahead and pick that up. I did throw in a coverage, I kind of forced that ball, but this play just seems, you can seem to get away with it even just forcing it in there. It's a very unique play with the way the route is set up. Look at that, Douglas is able to go ahead and get a touchdown for that. So that, you know, that's a nice little combination with the way the routes are. If you're looking for a buzz zone, I would recommend that what you want to do is just look where you're going to be looking at White or Douglas. Either one of the two of those wide receivers are going to get wide open. And then you have the crossing route coming over the middle. But for the most part, all you can really do is look off to the right. You can see right there, White is clear. So these are nice little combinations with this scheme, and if you start forcing your opponent to come down and start pressing, it's actually going to open things up a lot for you. So I hope this scheme actually helps your game a little bit. If you haven't really think about it, I went with custom audibles primarily because the stock audibles in this set are just atrocious. So if you're looking to add some other unique schemes to your playbook, I recommend going to the Eagles playbook, and you can go ahead and look at my live gameplay and see how this scheme works out. Once again, I thank you for all my subscribers. I really appreciate any likes or comments, and until next time, thanks.